what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy this LSU Mizzou film. To me, it's very interesting. This was a game of moments this much time left, this far to go, this is the score, somebody needs to make a play. And this game, it wasn't just the offense that came up with the moments. The defense had them as well. And we'll get into them. But first, how can you not start any conversation about this LSU Tiger football team and not start by talking about Jayden Daniels? Because it is actually becoming insane just how good Jayden Daniels is getting, how much Jayden Daniels does out there. And it's not just the raw statistical output, though certainly, again, an unreal game. He goes 15-21, very efficient. Didn't go high volume through the air this game, which is something very interesting from a game plan perspective that we can touch on. But 15-21, 259, 3 touchdowns through the air, and then ends with 15 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown on the ground, and had 2 touchdowns taken away. That QB sneak that they called down is the most inexplicable. It's the most inexplicable thing I've ever seen.
Well, he's only 3 yards in the end zone.
I mean, the entire offense is in there. His entire body's in there, but somewhere along the line they were like, no, we don't see it. But then he also had, I really dove into the Kamorian Pimpton holding call on the play where Daniels got hurt to try to see if it was holding, and I just can't see it. I just cannot see it. But
the line judges on both sides really all day, and not just for LSU, but they struggled all day long.
They were giving me disconcerting signals. they were freaking me out a little bit. But no. So look. So he had 2 touchdowns taken away. He was still perfect. His ability to make plays when you need them the most, whether it's through the air, whether it's on the ground. I mean, the scramble at the end where he hurdles a fallen O-lineman to set up then a deep pass to Malik right afterwards on a busted play where actually Logan Diggs does a very good job of making up for DJ Hester, having a bit of a fresh mistake there at center still. Shout out Hester. We'll talk about him. But the other deep ball to Malik, that was just a thing of beauty off of the play action where he has to flip his hips and set to throw. It's just, I've called him this a few weeks in a row now, but he is truly the conductor of the symphony back there. And everything flows through him and out of him. And he feels like, the ringmaster, the leader. I just feel like all the tendrils on the field. It's almost like he has a giant web and everything's connected to him and he's pushing here and pulling here and just finding ways to expose weaknesses in the defense constantly. And it's just a sight to behold. Second in the nation right now in touchdowns responsible for. And again, that's with 2 more taken away this game.
I want to talk about the toughness.
Yes.
I agree with everything T-Bob just said and throwing the football, running the football, doing everything he has to do, but also being a tough son of a gun.
Yep.
And taking hits and bleeding from his arm and bleeding from his mouth. And I don't know what he ended up doing. Looked like he probably hurt a rib in the game and just continues to go out there and put on for his team time and time again, right? And you never see him complain. You never see him even when in big moments, like when he scores, he still stays composed, right? There's not a lot of celebration going on and losing sight of what the, point in that game might mean because he knows he has to be everything that T-Bob just laid out there. And so for me to have a quarterback play that way, man, that is incredible because he is all about his team. He's all about doing whatever he has to do. I mean, he was beat up on Saturday.
Yeah.
And still went out there and won the game for you.
Beat up on Saturday and still found a way to put up 22 points in the 4th quarter alone. And obviously, I mean, you got the major Burns pick 6 there helping him out, but 32 in the second half overall. Who knows where you are without Jayden Daniels. And now because you have a guy like that, you are able to swallow some of these defensive struggles, right? Because, make no mistake, there is a lot of bad on this film for the defense once again, but there is more good than there was previously. Not more good than bad. I don't think that can be the case when you give up the amount of yards that you did or some of the scores that you did or kind of how you started this game especially. So it's not that there's more good than bad, but there's more good than there has been, especially after last week, and timely good, right? I said we'll get into situations when even though the defense had a very, very rough day, especially early on, when you needed them most at the end, they had 3 to 4 big-time moments in which they came through. And you know, it's funny, man. At Whiskey and Wine on Saturday, Don Juan, it's 11 a.m., everybody's drinking, and or just started, you know, and you get the stop for no gain on the first play, and the entire bar immediately, impromptu, nobody planned this, everybody just go, Pete, 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 and that became the rallying cry for the rest of the day. It didn't matter if it was offense, defense, whatever. But look, Pete Jenkins was really felt in this game. Not some crazy extent, but if you listen to Brian Kelly after the game, he said all of the things we talked about. He said they were lining up too far off the ball. They were being too reactive. They were catching instead of dictating. And that goal number 1 for Jenkins this week was to change that, to get them on the line, to get them attacking. And they did that. It was very, very clear on film, and it paid some big dividends late, whether it's Mason Smith knocking that pass down on 2nd and 1, which in a false start turned 3rd and 1 into 3rd and 6. Then you get the fumble to make it 4th and 33. So, like, you had – it was better. It was better. And from a technique standpoint for this D-line, it should continue to get better. But this entire Louisiana football weekend actually brought to you by Pete. Old Pete and Pete. Jenkins and Carmichael getting it done this weekend. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.